So everybody should have an agenda, and it is relatively light on the length, so hopefully it doesn't take too long to go through, because we do have an executive session to follow to discuss a few items. So let's hop right into it. Actually, does anybody from the public have anything they want to discuss?
Well, yeah, I'm kind of representing the veterans, and I was just wondering when we were going to get that plaque put up in the gymnasium.
I met
It's been a
with,
year and a half.
I actually met today with Jane Varcoe. She gave me a call, left a message before the holidays, and she just got back to me. She stopped by today, she showed me some samples of wood that they want, that they're considering. And I showed her the painting that the students are completing. So once that's complete, and I'm going to get in contact with her again so that we can get the crew together to start the work on it.
And I also talked with Jane probably
Yes, she said
about a month ago or so, and just to let her know that, you know, where we're at, we wanted to make sure that it got done this year. I know it's been a year and a half or whatever, but that was the whole reason. I said I would do it. And
Were we supposed to have a walkthrough or something?
Well, when the art students got their project done, and we had everything together, I said I would get everybody, whoever wanted to do it could go and be there, and you were more than welcome that day. Just have a look at it, just see what it would look like and such. But absolutely, it's in the works. I know you heard that before, probably.
Several times.
But it's gone. I saw I still have a picture on my phone. If you want to see it, I can show you what they have done. But it looked really nice. What I saw.
It'll look nice next to the current plaque that we have. As I said, Jane just called me back today, so I said, come on up, show me what you have. So, and we're going to take it from there to move forward. So we think we picked one of the wooden samples of the wide oak plank is somewhat match what's in the current auditorium, and just come up with how we want it structured around.
I did see a couple samples that Amy showed me, sent me a picture of it. So, okay, that sounds great. I'll be looking forward for it.
Sounds good. We'll be in touch.
Maybe you can get a hold of him if we need to.
Oh, yeah,
right,
I
so
know
that
where,
time
I know where Uncle Eddie lives.
Perfect. That's good then. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. Moving along to the agenda, our first several items up to number 8 are the typical bills, counting the taxes. We do have, at number 9, we'll have student council members here for School Board Recognition Month. We'll have visitors for that. We will also have a regular student recognition portion, and then a community recognition for some donations over the holidays.
With the Rotary, did they give money? They gave coats, didn't they? Do you know how many coats? How many coats?
I know it was 50 to the middle school. I don't know how many to the elementary.
I could print off an email that I have.
Yeah,
but
we do,
I
or else just
I think
forward it
there's
or
some
something.
information in that.
No worries. We'll make it.
And then we have our, there will be a donation from the Delta Kappa Gamma Society to our library. So they'll be visiting us to present us with some checks on Monday. We have, moving down to number 12, we will have an enrollment report updated for you. Number 12 is our budget resolution for the 1920 fiscal year. This establishes that we will not go beyond the 2.3 index set forth by the state. So we can go anywhere from 0 to 2.3. This just states that we will not move beyond that 2.3%.
And that, I'm passing around a draft of the resolution that will be on the agenda for the minutes. You can have a chance to look at it before. That 2.3% would equate to about a little over $600,000. So if we were to raise to the index, that's about how much money that would be generated by that. But we can go, by passing this resolution, we can go anywhere from the 2.3 down. It just wouldn't be We're not asking to go above and beyond the index through exceptions or additional funding. So we will work our budget to stay within that index, and that's what we're requesting.
This came up in past years about what if we don't? What happens? It changes the sequence, right?
If we don't do this right now, yes. So if we don't do this, then by the beginning of February, we would have to do a preliminary budget and indicate to the state what additional needs we would have beyond the index. And there are only certain things that qualify for that beyond. And right now, there was a special ed exception, so if we had an extraordinary needs in our special ed department, we can apply for an exception. The majority of the other exceptions have diminished over time, and I believe we're beyond anything that we can ask for on the retirement rate. That phased out over years, which I think for us it phased out in, I want to say the 16-17 year was the last year we could have possibly requested, but we're beyond that now. And the other items have definitely phased out. There was one on construction. If you need anything additional millage for construction now, you would have to automatically go to referendum if you need to raise millage. And I think those are the only options that we have right now. So at this point, it would only be for special ed needs.
And if we do it, then the preliminary doesn't have to be done
Until May. So we would do a preliminary budget, and by passing this resolution now saying we'll stay within the index, then we'll do a preliminary budget in May, and then a final budget in June.
How did they determine the index?
It's based on several factors that the state monitors, but it's mostly the statewide average weekly wage, that and the consumer price index. They monitor that for the previous 12 months, and then they set the rate for us in September. So in September of 18, they set the rate for our 19-20 year, but it's based on the consumer price index and the statewide average weekly wage.
I was wondering, as part of that discussion, are we going to include just how much we have in our fund balance accounts
Yeah, I mean that.
for your discussion that we're going to do on Monday? Is that going to be part of it?
No, I think because of where we are with our fund balance, we would
Mhm.
not need to go above this, and that's going to be our recommendation.
But I'm not sure that, have we had one recently, the updated fund
Last month.
balance?
Yes, last month, within the audit report, we did
Okay.
update the fund balance.
Okay, so that was something that we got as the public inside the
There was a
fund
line item
balance?
for the assigned, unassigned,
Yeah,
last month, right?
they were in
Okay.
it would be in the minutes that, it was part of the agenda last month.
So it was verbally stated in the,
It was written
Yes,
in
and we had a
the,
presentation.
right, and I know you had handouts, was that included with the handouts from last month for the public? Or was that
there
something?
wasn't any
agenda.
handout, it was part of the
It was
agenda.
part of the agenda. Yeah.
What all of our fund balances are? Okay,
Yeah. It was just that there was an approval of the audit from the auditors, and we did have our audit firm here.
right,
Then there was a separate agenda item that designated the fund balance and the listing of what the fund balance was. So
Okay.
that was a separate line item in the budget in the agenda last month.
okay, great, thank you.
Sure.
And that, they grew like by 1.2 million from last year.
It grew,
I thought a lot of money.
and it wasn't, I think it was maybe 1 million. Right now, at the end of the 17-18 school year, our fund balance is at $11.5 million.
And is that 10.2?
10% or
8%?
8%?
8% of unassigned.
God bless.
We're good? Okay, number 13, we have our second reading for 3 policies. Those will become effective once they go through. Number 14 is a first reading for 2 new policies on volunteers, one for your regular volunteers, and your second one is more specific to coaching and advisors. Most of the language is very, very similar. There are a couple line items in there that are slightly different because of the requirements for coaching.
I made copies of these for you because when Sue sent these out to you, in the meantime, I had talked to Mr. Black and we decided to do 2 separate ones because coaches need more extensive training than the regular volunteers do, so we made it two separate, but the requirements, as Dr.
Such as
Barrett
like
said, is the
concussion
whole,
protocol and things like that.
yeah, are the same, so I'll pass around.
Can we back up one?
Sure.
To the transportation video and audio.
Yes,
That's what-
on the bus.
Yeah,
I don't know on the buses, but,
It's that we have cameras on the bus.
are we going to have cameras on all the buses?
All buses do have cameras. We have to have a policy that states that we have.
and we're starting to
Okay.
implement them on our vans as well.
Good.
Hoping to have,
Sad, but good.
exactly.
Gary, I'll make you a copy of that before we
Okay,
leave.
no,
I have it right here.
I'm up to date now, you told me what we're doing.
We have to have a policy stating that we do it, so that we can use it, so that we can use the tapes in the policy to state.
Number 15 is the curriculum guide approval for the 1920 school year. And we'll discuss a little bit about that.
Sure, I've only made 2 copies because they're 52 pages, if anybody wanted to look at them. Basically, it's early in the year, we're looking at staffing, so the guide does state, tomorrow evening is the presentation, I think it's tomorrow. No, next Tuesday night, the night after the board meeting, if these are approved, is the freshman orientation, the 8th grade kids coming into freshman year. But the guides do state that they can change at any time. So even though we have all these courses listed, it doesn't necessarily mean that we will have them or not have them. It depends, obviously, on the kids who sign up for them. So feel free to take them if anyone wants.
I believe they were sent electronically as well.
I think
That's 2020 just wants to.
but
Yeah, you were sent it electronically, but I didn't know if anybody wanted it.
Okay. 16 is a new contract for transportation to have Scranton student placement. We have 17, a contract extension again for another student placement. That's the partial program there. Partial hospitalization program in America. Number 18 is a new driver. Number 19 is the robotics overnight trips, as well as the chaperones for those.
I'm not going to copy, I believe I just sent a message to Swifty and
Barrett.
Killing me, that's Dr. Matt. That's what I was thinking. Dr. Barrett, the 10 o'clock news had a nice little piece about a graduate of Western Wayne. And he mentioned Western Wayne twice, and one of them he mentioned the robotics club. And how his new vocation was in home automation. And he was going to Johnson for his further. And so it was interesting to me because I'm on the 339 along with Bernice, and we talked about several times, it's all about vocation and job placement and all that sort of thing. And it was really interesting to see that this kid had benefited from one of our clubs and that he was using it. It was a nice short
Up
piece.
on the website.
It is, I guess it was on the website, and I didn't realize that because it was actually the second time that it aired. It had been on in November too. So,
That was a
good
nice
things.
piece. Number 20 is the list of chaperones for the band trip at the end of the month. 21, there are several waivers of expulsion due to student discipline needs. Now, there may be a few more occurring as a result of our ongoing investigation and working out with families as to some of the terms. But we're just, they may be on for this month, it might be a few more, they might be pushed to next month, depending on the timing of it. But those are 3 different incidents, unfortunately. It's some issues that we're dealing with at the high school level.
Yeah, it's disappointing, some of the issues that some of the kids have, and we've had that.
I know, and I think of that so often.
And, that it was brought up in a meeting at one point, and it's still there.
Yeah.
And, but we have to stay as a school district and adhere to our policies, and parents have to crack down on their kids. And, everybody's got to be accountable for what they do, and unfortunately, that's the punishment and the choice, yeah, exactly.
And I do have to compliment our high school staff and middle school staff and our school police officers for their work that went into these, because it's extensive. You really have to follow the book and make sure that what you do from a procedural standpoint, from the investigation down to the paperwork, down to your meetings with the parents afterwards. So it's been a lot of work and a lot of time, and they're doing a great job. So and they're staying on top of that. Number 22 is a building use request from the Western Little League Fund. This is a fundraiser. They're a nonprofit group, however, because of the fundraising component, we felt it should be put on the board approval for using our facilities. And I believe they've done this before as well. 23, this is a service agreement with EduSafe, which is an organization that we have sent our building principals to participate in a threat assessment training. So this agreement is in collaboration with Blaine Highlands and Wampaupack School District. So they're sending teams to us. We're hosting, so this cost will be split among the 3 districts. Basically, we're gathering teams to review our practices and procedures when it comes to any sort of threat that may take place, from minor to severe. And the man's name is Dennis Lewis. He did the original training. He offered to come back up to train more staff, so we are hosting it. Also, that $20 per attendee for books and materials, that is waived for us because we were the host district. And we also have several packets of those already because of the training that some of our guys went to. But so this will take place on January 23rd, and we believe it's a highly valuable. We've already implemented many of the recommendations from the training, but we're expanding it to district level as well as building specific procedures. So that's what that looks like. 24 is a substitute guest teacher. Letter B, we have a resignation. We have a staff member. In letter C, we have a resignation for a coach. And then in letter D, we have, in number 1, that is the replacement for the resignation of the wrestling coach. And then number 2 is the weight room winter after-school sessions. And this is half of those sessions because remember the first half we designated last month. So they're going to split those sessions. Letter E is a coaching appointment. Also, we will further discuss in executive. And then letter F, we have volunteers. And for both athletics and academics. And then letter G is a settlement agreement for an employee, which we will also discuss in our executive session. Okay. 25 are informational items. We do have some, the IRS mileage rate is increasing with the cents per mile, and letter C, we do have some interns and student teachers for the second half of our school year. The one thing I do want to discuss while we're here, because at the end of the month, I will not be here for the work session on the 28th. So, depending on what you want to do, I don't think we run the meeting, we can get everything prepared, or similar to last month where we had it the same night as the voting meeting, we can meet earlier, go through the agenda in the work session. If we need to break for executive, we can do that at that point. So it's up to you, whichever way you want to do it. I just wanted to let you know that I am unable to be here on the 28th. So.
An observation, of course, this meeting what we just did was held next Monday, we could now vote on it, all the same.
Yeah. We did contemplate
Thank you for
trying it a few times.
And that will be our few times.
Instead of waiting a week and reading it all over again.
It's difficult when everybody's up there, but, you know, you can't interact.
Right.
So,
And I think
that's
sometimes
what
we
I'm
get so
like.
much done in our work session, I think it is good. And, you know, most of the times after the week, somebody comes back with a question and we think about it. And so I still like it this way. How much does it change? But it doesn't matter. I think with the easier agendas, I think that works.
Yeah, I don't believe there's much at this point on there. There might be a few additions because that's still maybe ideas on this.
Because it's so late too, like, you know, it's on 2 weeks.
It's on
Right,
2 weeks from
exactly.
now, so,
So I'm good with that. Let's do that.
Well, 2 weeks from Monday,
correct.
3 weeks today.
So you don't have a preference?
As I said, unless something comes up where if I feel that we need a more extensive executive session, I'll reach out to you, Bernice, and spread the word that way. But if you're okay with doing it right before, we can get it all done at this point. I don't foresee it being too
Does
extensive.
anybody else have a problem with that? Or is that good?
Let's try it.
It's not gonna be permanent, don't worry. I can't do that.
No,
right?
I'm not
No.
sure I can either.
I can't. I like the space in between and get to mull it over and think, so. If it's a short agenda, I'm good with it. It's not gonna happen, Bill.
But
Stop asking.
But we'll put out the proper notice on everything. We'll advertise it.
A lot. Where have you been? Maybe
Something
nobody
comes up
calls
that
you.
you
Maybe
see
that's the
that
problem.
needs to not be that way, then you'll.
Then I'll give you a heads up and I'll say go back to the original format. For
This
this
28th, we'll have gold on 28th.
Actually, it'll be February
Seven.
4th, February 4th, so.
It's very important to get done.
4th, yeah.
Work, exactly,
you,
or
Ethan.
work session and meeting.
Correct.
Same.
So we'll do it
only one. Ethan doesn't like it either.
5:30, 6 o'clock.
I'm sure I did.
Is one better than the other?
It's just hard
It's
to
short,
with
but
somebody
six,
here, and you have to yell over the other side of the room. They've had something like this before.
I'll still do that.
Yeah, we could probably move these tables, set them up and put for the work
10
session.
minutes.
And then,
Bill volunteered to help move tables.
Thank you.
Bye.
Take
Good
care,
night,
bye-bye.
Mr. Rath.
Have a good night. Why don't we decide on things?
So we'll try it. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. I agree with you, Mike. Thank you for agreeing. I agree.
Especially with some of the stuff that we don't have.
I don't care what phone call back does.
Okay,
Hidebound?
all right, at this point in time, we'll go into executive session.